Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Intentional Beacon podcast. This is a platform where we shine light on the power of intentionality, authenticity, and resilience in one's professional and personal lives. What do I mean by that? This is a platform where we give our guests the opportunity to share their unique stories about how they've navigated life difficulties and trials and tribulations in their professional and personal lives, and with clarity, purpose, to make maximum impact. And so, thank you so much for listening in tonight. I am so delighted that in this episode, I've got a very remarkable woman, third-time guest on this Intentional Beacon podcast. So I am honored to have her back. And so without taking much time, I'll just briefly say she's a healthcare professional and also an author of a groundbreaking book, which you are going to hear about. So I will let her to introduce herself, how she would like you as our listeners to know her. So Bertha, her name is Bertha Asante. Bertha, welcome again onto the Intentional Beacon podcast. I'm honored to have you back. And so please introduce yourself to our audience, our listeners, how you like them to. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. It's a privilege to be invited here once again. My name, as you rightly said, is Bertha Asante. I'm a nurse by profession, a clinical practice educator at the moment. And, I've got just over 30 years experience in the healthcare setting, spanning from all the way from Ghana, where I had my basic nursing training, and then joining in the UK National Health Service in 2002. Until now, I've worked in the private sector a bit part-time basis, and being a counselor also along the line. I am a marriage counselor. I'm an author of two published books, one nominated as a best book, and I know. So, a mentor, a coach, and passionate advocate for internationally educated healthcare professionals. That is my zeal, my passion is to support. So here you are. It's me, Bertha, simply a nurse. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That is awesome. That is awesome. You did mention, in addition to your normal full-time job, you are a counselor, marriage counselor, and also you are an author for two bestsellers books. And today we are going to focus on the one that is related to her profession because of time, and then we'll come back for another day episode for the marriage, which you've done before. So please, can you share with us what inspired you to write the book, which is called The Professional Progression Pathway, which is a guide for professional development guide for internationally educated healthcare professionals. What inspired you? Please share with us.
Thank you so much. Yes, as you rightly said, the book is entitled Professional Progression Pathway, which is a complete career development guide. I call it a compass for healthcare professionals and other professionals working in the diaspora. And it all started from my journey. It's based on my journey from setback to success as a internationally educated healthcare professional. I had to go through trials to eventually triumph. And the hurdles I have jumped, is based on real stories, real scenarios of colleagues and other professionals I have encountered along the way as a counselor, a mentor, a coach, supporting others, and then reflecting on my own journey. I decided that I really need to put down something, not dealing one-on-one with people, counseling and supporting people, advocating. I'm also a professional nurse advocate. So I decided that I need to write a book so that it can reach people far and wide, not only in the UK, in Ghana and other places, it's embraced. And I have got reviews that it's really supporting a lot, so that the pages and the chapters will support healthcare professionals, especially from minority and marginalized areas, wherever they find themselves, to thrive instead of surviving. Thank you.
Wow. Wow. I like the way you put it. The book is about your lived experiences. That
Correct.
means it's personal, your professional journey, and I
Yeah.
guess your personal, you can't do without your personal journey. They go together. And I like the way you
That's it.
describe your setbacks to your success and also your trials to your triumph. So there is hope. There is hope. I appreciate that. Can
Yeah.
you also, I think my next question is about what kind of challenges and barriers
Hmm.
that stops, that very often internationally educated healthcare professionals face in the diaspora, such as UK.
Thank you so much. The challenges are numerous and they are layered. It comes in different ways and different forms, depending on the situation and where the individual find themselves. First and foremost, the main thing that begins is the cultural shift.
Yeah.
There's this element of cultural integration, professional adaptation. It's something that um, many times professionals don't think about that. Our mind always goes on passing our test, but we forget about the cultural integration. Being in an unfamiliar setting, location, systems that you are not used to or not familiar with can be very challenging. Many face biases and discrimination, unfortunately. Sometimes it comes in a subtle way and sometimes overt, but it does happen. Lack of mentorship, language barriers, and then even self-doubt. All these lead to self-doubt. And sometimes you begin to ask yourself that, am I really in the right place? Did I even make the right decision to travel? And, confusion here and there, not because they lack the experience or the knowledge or the skills, but because they lack mentorship, support, and guidance. So this impact on the confidence of the professional. Eventually, you begin to doubt yourself and you lose your confidence, and definitely losing confidence also lead to losing identity and vision. The vision why people travel to, get some, make your future bright, build a legacy and support your home country. This impinges on your confidence, and eventually you lose your vision, and identity can also be lost. These are some of the challenges, but they are numerous. At times, even loneliness and not knowing where to seek help and support can also lead to a whole lot of challenges.
I think this is well articulated in the sense that, you've made it clear for internationally educated healthcare professionals working in the diaspora, it goes beyond, establishing job and being part of the system. You've
That's
talked
right.
about the cultural shift in an unfamiliar environment. You've talked about adaptation, learning to connect, learning to communicate in a way that, makes you feel part of it, of the system, and having a sense of belonging. So I really appreciate, pointing out these issues that are very relevant to our team. And also, I think I've got your book, and looking at it, it is not just about, it's also adapting to the culture in spite of one clinical competence and experiences. So thanks for sharing that. It is
Yeah.
not about, you may have all the skills. If you don't know how to adapt to translate it into reality, to connect with your audience or the clients you are looking after, it can be very challenging. Thanks for sharing that. And
Thank you.
so this comes down
Pleasure.
to some of the, is key. What kind of mindset shift are essential for your audience, in which case the ethnic minority working in the diaspora, what kind of mindset shift is required or essential for them to not only survive in the face of those challenges and barriers you've mentioned, but to thrive and stay true to their mission.
Thank you so much. This is a great question because we're here to support, find solution. The problems are always there. But I mean, if we dwell too much on the problem without finding solutions, then we are doing harm than good. So with all these challenges around, there's the need for shifts. First and foremost, we need internationally educated professionals or professionals working in the diaspora need to shift their mindset from just get by. Sometimes it's like, yeah, I've just come here to survive. We need to move that survival mindset, to a growth and impact for mindset that I'm here to thrive. I'm here to contribute my best. I'm important, placing value on ourselves and not demeaning ourselves, knowing that, yes, we are unique, we are authentic, we've got something special, we are talented, we are skilled, we are knowledgeable. To be able to go through training and qualify and get a certificate, you are somebody, you know something, and you can contribute to something, not to let the maybe language nuances, not being able to speak fluently like others, we shouldn't let that put us down. But to have the confidence to know that, especially there's a lot of countries have multicultural system. There's no one way to it. It's really important to understand the system, the cultures, the values, the language, and the practices of the place, the country where you live. But it's also important to be true to yourself, be authentic, even as you stay resilient, to be authentic and know that you are here, you can also progress, you can also lead the team. You can also put yourself out there to support others, to adapt well without losing our authenticity, to take ownership of the journey and not lose our vision that we've come to work hard to support and also to earn something, to lead others. And that will help us to progress. If we need to educate ourselves, take more training, take up some education training, we need to do that to upskill ourselves so that we don't get demeaned and lose our confidence.
Wow,
Thank you.
wow, wow. That is awesome. That is awesome. But your response is packed with quite a lot of
Mhm.
strategies to overcome those things. But particularly, you did mention growth mindset, which means being open, being
Mhm.
ready, and proactive to
Right.
develop the growth mindset. It doesn't come by chance. It
Mhm.
needs intentionality for
That's
one to do it. And the other bit I heard you say, the challenges are inevitable, whether That is part of life. It is part of the professional expectations, and dealing with different systems from what is being familiar. One is being familiar with is likely um, to bring those challenges. And if they are left unresolved, and I heard you say it leads to a cycle of disempowerment. That's what I can describe it back. A whole lot of losing your confidence, etc., that you've mentioned. But thank you so much for bringing out those nuggets of wisdom and strategies. Let's move on to from when you were saying upskilling yourself, developing yourself, educate yourself. How important do you find mentorship, peer mentorship, and coaching, etc., to for these professionals, or for all professionals to not just survive but to thrive?
That's right. Thank you so much. It's really important. There's something I call the gas model. The gas model. G is getting the knowledge, grasping the knowledge, gaining the knowledge. That is one thing. It is at the bottom here. Gaining the knowledge is there. Now we are learning that we need to upskill ourselves. We need to study. We need to do all this. That is gaining the knowledge, knowing what to do. And then when you gain the knowledge, you see yourself that the S is, the success. You can see that with all this, I can succeed. I can go at the, but in between the gaining the knowledge and then succeeding is the implementation, the practical aspect of it, the application is in the middle to make it juice or gas. However, mentors are there to guide you, to direct you, to coach you, to be role models. It's really, really important to have mentors, because to be able to be grounded, deeply grounded, and have the confidence that you are heading towards the right direction, it is very important to have somebody you can look up to, somebody who is being there, somebody who has the know-how to guide you, to direct you. So I see mentorship is a coaching to the right direction, to build you with confidence and clarity, so that once you know it, when you are implementing or applying it, you are not doing it blindly, but you have somebody who will coach you to reflect, to put things right. And so I see mentorship, whatever stage anybody has reached, whatever profession, anything that anybody is doing, to have a mentor is very, very relevant. It's important, it's crucial to direct people to the right path. That is what I can say about it.
Wow, wow, that is awesome. I can personally relate to that because, as you said, to make your career progress in your career, everyone needs it. And it's more so with those who are new to the environment. You need the compass that you have created as a roadmap to do that. And I like the way you mentioned, to stay grounded is important as your, what do I put it? It's very powerful because having the mentorship and having the coaching, whether paid or unpaid, they hold you accountable. It's about getting the right person to challenge you where necessary, to encourage you, to hold you accountable to your mission and your vision, and help you have clear, how do you say, objectives, clear
To pull
objectives,
you
so that,
along.
yeah, to pull you along. You have a focal point, because one cannot work in isolation. And this is about encouraging background people of that, to know investing in yourself is very key. You can't go wrong. because you can't reap it at the end of the road. When you invest in yourself, it builds your confidence. I like as you were talking with enthusiasm, I could sense it myself, and I appreciate that encouragement. Wow, wow. So, I think this is an inspiring and a very powerful words of nuggets you've shared with our listeners. So I believe our listeners are getting inspired, empowered, and to resonate. And so I've got Bertha's book here, and I myself, and I've read it, and I am very inspired, and hence that is why we're having this conversation. And if you can resonate with this, you can access it. But I'm going to give her time to give us her final word and to also tell us how we can connect with her, with the book and the good work. She's also a coach, holding the hands of internationally educated healthcare professionals, as the book sells about her lived experiences. So you're not getting it from any other person, but someone who has the first-hand experience. So, Bertha, thank you so much for the words of wisdom you shared. And we have to come back and go through your stages, your strategies. But for the meantime, do you have any final words? And then you can go on to how our listeners can connect with you. And I'll put your details at the end of the conversation. But if somebody can catch up with those areas that they can connect with you, by your final word for someone who may feel stuck, overwhelmed, and feels, how do I start? To encourage the person. That would be appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sister Gifty. Yeah, what I would say is that to you out there, professional out there, whatever profession that you are in, I would say pause, reflect, and reconnect with your why. Why have you traveled? Why are you where you are?
Yeah.
Whether in your own country or in the diaspora, it is really powerful to take moments of reflection and then assess yourself. Are you on course? Are you heading towards your vision or you are drifting? Are you losing courage? I would say there is something unique in you. There is something special in you. You don't let your current situation define your future. Your latter should be better than your former, and it can be. Pause, reflect, realign yourself. If you are drifting, let your vision face your vision. Do not lose focus of your vision, your goals. You have maybe you want to thrive so you can help others, be blessed to be a blessing to others, to
Wow.
make a difference, make an impact. Then reflect and do not lose hope. There is something ahead of you that you will achieve. Find yourself a mentor. Find yourself a coach. Enroll on a course. We've got master class. We've got academies. Invest in your future. Look after your career just as you look after your clients, and
Amen.
you will excel beyond compare. The book is on Amazon.
Wow.
Simply on Amazon, just search for PPP, Professional Progression Pathway, or you can
Wow.
search for my name, Bertha Benasco Asante, and you get yourself a copy and gain the knowledge. Then look out for, in the book will guide you, look out for the implementation aspect. You can join our master class or our academy, and you will be propelled to lead and be a unique, authentic, resilient, intentional leader.
Leader. Amen.
Thank
Amen.
you.
I
Thank
think you've
you. Thank you.
summarized it. It's
Thank
been
you.
an honor again to have you with us. And for our listeners, you've heard it yourself. I'm so grateful to have Bertha Asante back to talk about this book, her book, which is a groundbreaking book. And so if you know someone, you can buy it and give it to the person as a gift to encourage them, and so that they do not remain the same. It's, as you heard, it is about investing in your futures, which includes valuing yourself, which includes staying true to your mission with clarity, purpose, but be intentional. Because, and then the other bit I like hearing you say about staying true to yourself in an authentic way so that you don't lose your true self. In the midst of the storm in unfamiliar environment, many people get broken, but we want you intact so that you can follow and pursue your why, your purpose in this unfamiliar land. You are stronger than what you think. But even when you mess up, it can be picked up at some point. Thank you so much. So for our listeners, you've heard her how to access the book. It's on Amazon, either by the name of the book, Professional Progression Pathway, or type her name, Bertha Asante. And so if the conversation resonates with you, please be encouraged to access it, buy it as a gift for someone who may be going through difficulties. You don't have to go through difficulties in order to access this book, because it can prepare you to excellence when you access this. Thank you so much. So until the next episode,
Skills.
keep on shining in your various world and be intentional and to stay true to your mission with clarity and purpose. Thank you so much for tuning in. So until then, be alive.
Amazing.
Intentional beacon.